Good afternoon, folks. We are up and running and good to go. A little bit later than originally planned, but it's all good. Let me get everything switched over and we will jump into working on some pixel art. Alright. I'm gonna put on the background music, running through the royalty-free playlist again today. Everything else should be visible on screen. Hey, I see Lava's here. How's it going, Lava? Welcome to the drawing stream. Work decided to be a little bit busy, but we're still live. I was in meetings almost all day today, which is riveting stuff. But we're here now, so we should be able to get some stuff done. Okay, what is the objective for the drawing stream today? I mentioned this in the Discord. I don't know how many people saw it, but today I'm going to be returning to an older project that I haven't worked on in a bit, and it is designing avatars for the members of the Spacebee community. And it's probably been almost a year. I kind of shelved the project for a bit, but I want to go back to it, and I don't know if I'm going to implement stream avatars anytime soon, but I still want to be able to create some avatars, and I'll have the assets ready when I want to do something with them. Lava says, I wish I knew how to play harmonica. For the blues, or just in general? Only has a bit. I see. I think it'd be an impressive skill to have in general. Okay. When I was working on these before, I was doing these drawings in Sprite, which is a software that lets you do pixel art and also animate them fairly easily. And the reason why I was drawing them in there is because I wanted to be able to have these move around and kind of fly in the air. But I think I can import completed sprites into that software and just add frames of animation without drawing them, because it's actually a little bit faster for me to do pixel art in Photoshop. It's what I'm used to doing. Well, it says problems finding good harmonicas? Either? And so I figured we would start with folks that I see fairly regularly, and maybe as kind of like a warm-up, we can do some of my fellow streaming peers, since I have designs for them. When I was doing this initially, it was on stream and off stream, and Lava, I guess it's good timing that you're here. I actually did avatars for the entire mod team first, and so yours is done. And I don't know if I've ever shown it off because you might not have been here when I drew it, or it wasn't on stream. But for Lava King 1997, your avatar has actually been done for a while. I did one for you, I did one for Sour Lad, I did one for Iconic, and I did one for Red Dragon, which I need to figure out something to do with Red Dragon's avatar in light of recent news in our communities. But I can show you what yours looks like. Let me open it here. And I could drop it in, since I kind of want to keep these in one spot, but it's already done, so we can just zoom in and take a look. And so for Lava's Spacebee avatar, I took some of the color palette ideas and some lore that I know you've shared at some point, I just can't remember when it was, about being kind of like a fire demon, lava demon of sorts. And so that's how I came up with the design for yours. I guess we can drop this in, and I can label these too if I ever need to get at them in the future. And if other people show up, then I can just jump directly to them. Oh. There we go. I guess I can add the others just so they're all here. Here's red dragons. This one has a slightly different color scheme and some dragon horns. Without going into any specifics on stream, Lava, I'm assuming you heard what happened last week, right? If not, then I'll talk to you about it offline because I don't really want to go into it on stream here. Lava says, I got an idea for your loading screen back on. You should put a red dragon on your shelf. That's a good idea. I'm actually going to need to get my loading screen redone in the future. I don't know how or what it's going to look like, but that's a good idea. I'll make a note of that. Thanks. I also thought about making this an emote for the Discord server. I'm still thinking about that since we don't have one for... there might be a general Spacebee one, but I thought about making this one an emote for the server. Alright. There are a couple more. Here's Sour Lads. Sour Lads is a bee with a lemon for a head because I thought that was a really funny idea for an avatar. Lava says, hey Rocco, I also got an anime recommendation for you called Outlaw Star. Dude, I've been yelling at people about Outlaw Star since I've been talking about anime off and on here on the channel. I can't remember if you've been there when I've been yelling about it, but I recommend Outlaw Star to everybody. It's one of my favorites. I have the DVD box set for the original release. And I haven't been able to watch it because my DVD drive in my computer stopped working, but now I actually have an external because I needed to get some backup data so I can watch it again. But yeah, Outlaw Star is one of my favorites. Top 5 for sure. I haven't watched it recently, but it is what I consider an all-time classic. Lava says, back in 21, when I saw it, it instantly became one of my favorites. It's a fun kind of space adventure action series. People compare it to Cowboy Bebop because they're both kind of set in futuristic space, but they're not similar in genre and style, really. Cowboy Bebop's a lot more kind of noir. It's got action, but just kind of the vibes are not the same. They're both good series. I think Cowboy Bebop is probably hailed as one of the more timeless classics, and not a lot of people saw Outlaw Star. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. Okay, one more finished one. This is Iconics. Bebop do poorly in Japan initially? I'm sure it made up its time since then, but I honestly haven't kept track. Okay, I need to make sure I get these usernames right. Iconic Boar, is it? What's the number on his name? 97. This design for Iconic's avatar is based on his OC. I think Mame? He's got a bunch of OCs, but one of his, I think, DBZ universe ones has this color scheme, so that's why it looks like this. I guess I could see Bebop being more popular in the West. It is one of the kind of larger appeal, older animes from back in the day. Well, that's interesting. Alright. Let's think of some of my peers. We'll start there, and then we'll kind of work our way outwards. I can look at the list. Oh, hey, Equestrian's here. Hey, Equestrian. Welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Actually, very timely arrival. Let's start with yours, since you're here. I don't know how long you've been listening in, but we are doing community avatars for the Spacebees, and I need to do one for you. So hold on a sec. It's got a Twitch alert. What is this? I've never seen someone send me a voice message before. Oh, what if this is an alert? That might be an alert. Okay. Anyway, sorry to get distracted. I need some details on what to put into your avatar design, Question. Kind of like Wazi's done for her worms. I'm stealing her idea, and we are doing these pixel-based avatars for members of our community, the Spacebees. So let's see, I know you have an avatar for your different profiles, like in Discord and the like, but I guess if you can give me a reference or something that I can use, then I'll start doing like some color fill and some edits here. And Lava said I only ever made 2 OCs in my life. Well, it's quality over quantity. I've made a lot of characters in my time. Okay, I'm going to start with a reference to Equestrian's Discord avatar, since that's the only one I remember on hand. It's the one that looks kind of like a tan skin pony, right? So let's do this. We'll make the main body tan color, and we've got an idea. Question says, I know I'm Alaskan. I gather that from your name. Checks out. How about if we do this? We'll I'm going to do is I'm going to erase the antennae on the helmet. And what we could do is we can add the unicorn horn coming out the top. Could also give the bee hooves too. That could be fun. Alright, I'm just messing around with the shading on the horn here. Let's see, any other details? Your avatar, just from the Discord image, also has, is that blue hair? You could change the color of the helmet to be a bit more closer to the blue hair and give it a darker highlight. There we go. What I'll do is rename this one. Think. Well, I was mentioning at the top of the stream, as far as if I end up implementing these in something like stream avatars, I'll port them into Sprite and I'll animate them so that they have their own movement. I'm assuming stream avatars lets you assign them. I gotta figure that out too. But if I'm able to get it so that different users can have their own unique avatar, then when they're implemented and they're kind of just floating around the screen, then they would just kind of float around with like a jittery flying animation, just like that. The emote, which should still be active for this channel. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. That's how I made that one. And so the idea would be to animate these similarly if we're going to use them for something. I really should learn more about how to do fun things in Discord. But yeah, this will be equestrians. Next up, I was thinking we should do one for Bits. Friend of the channel and fellow streaming peer, one Bits Blight. And his avatar, I do have more references for. The round magpie. And I've got a couple ideas for that one. First, I think what we should do is make the body more kind of orb shape, since Blight, the bird avatar, looks like a ball. And what we can do is we can take the stripes off and we'll go purple and white are the main colors. Let me see if I can get close here. It's kind of like dark purple. Oh, we got a hydrate from Equestrian. I'm working on a smoothie per the usual. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit more round compared to the others. And what we'll do is we'll make it all one color, and I'll do the shading. And we'll go kind of off-white for the wing, like the trailing edges of the wings, and I also want to make kind of like a feather pattern on the body too. Well, technically the avatar has underbelly is white, so I really should do that. Okay, we'll do that. I'll just fix the shading. See the shading on the back. And I was thinking of adding like a bird beak sticking out of the helmet, which might be a fun way to make this one look distinct. Blight's beak is kind of a lighter lavender. That might be a little bit too long for a beak. Let's see, the legs are kind of a similar color. I should leave the helmet the same. And then we'll do off-white kind of on the trailing edges on the tops of the wings too. That is on model. We'll just fill it in on the tops so that it matches. Could recolor the legs. I will leave them the way they are. Alright, this is Bits Blight. That scan, I think it kind of looks like a bird, especially with the beak. If I have a backdrop, it'd be a little bit easier to see than just the transparent here. I'll add a white layer I can toggle on and off. There we go. I think that'll work. Or give me a second, I'll send this to Bits. I should get a kick out of that. Make sure I save that as ping properly. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna have to do one for the top secure Zybots at some point. I gotta think of something unique to do for theirs. But let's create another one to edit. could do one, let's see. Let's do one for Ladybug, another one of my streamer peers and regular, both here on stream and in Discord occasionally. Hers will be relatively easy. I already know what I'm going to do there. What we can do is change the color scheme of the bee itself, and instead of stripes, we go spots, just like actual ladybugs. Oh, I got a response from Bits. What did he say? That one will look even funnier if it was animated. All right, let's do spots. I feel like I should do a different color for the legs. Let me Google what an actual ladybug looks like. I think they have really dark legs, like black. Yep, okay, we can go like a shade darker. Instead of gray, we'll go a little bit darker. Can't go totally black or there'll be no highlighting. We could do this for the darker color and go maybe one shade lighter. I'm going to make the antenna a little bit longer. Ladybugs also have noticeable antenna. And I feel like I should change the helmet on this one. Well, they have yellow spots on their heads for some of these. Okay, I can work with that. Maybe we go like a yellow frame around on this part of the helmet. thinking about changing the visor color to, we could go like a lighter yellow. That's not bad. That way it contrasts a little more. Actually, now it blends in too much with the rest. I think we need a different alternate color. It's not yellow. Could try orange. Yeah, okay. We'll save this one. Oh, that's right. She's got the underscore and pipes on either side of her name. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. All right, next up from the list. Oh, I should do one for Ramen. I had an idea on what to do for his. All right. So we need a color for the main body. Where is his profile picture? Okay. I know his avatar has glasses. I was going to put glasses on the face of the bee to start. Let's see if we can pull that off with such a limited... limited amount of space to work with in pixels here. Okay, that's a good start. I need a good color of the bowl that the noodles sit in. Oh, I didn't even see. Bits is here in chat. Hey, what's up, Bits? I'm staring at my file. Also, we have a bot. Get out of here, bot. Bits says, petition for a not the bees reward that lets us throw bees at your model. That would be a funny thing to add with, like, the throw things at VTuber. That's a funny idea. Alright, I know I have a picture of Ramen's model or avatar somewhere. Maybe I can use the ones we did for SOTS. I just need a color palette scheme for the bowl. And I'm going to make that the helmet color. Okay, kind of like a porcelain color is what we did for SOTS. So let me do something similar here. Ah, yes, that was the plugin. Twitch Integrated Throwing System, aka TITS. Perfect acronym. $15. Well worth it. Okay, let's see if this color will work. We could make the shades a darker color. That'd make it easier to shade, like sunglasses instead of just regular glasses. And think about that. Then I can just make it white highlights. Let's do that. Also, how's it going, Bits? How's your week been so far? It says, Week's been throwing punches left and right at me and I've not been good at blocking. I hear that. Don't block with your face. I was just telling a coworker today that it's very difficult for me to believe that we're already in the middle of July. That's absurd. Summer is really zipping by. Okay, let me work on the shading around the sunglasses a little more. Maybe I'll even need to make them shaded. Maybe go one color and they'll just look like regular shades. Okay, yeah, I think I like the way that looks a little better. I think I'm going to go a little bit lighter on the shading on the legs. In case you haven't figured it out, for Ramen's avatar here, in addition to having the cool guy shades, his B avatar has a bunch of noodle legs because ramen. That would probably look funny animated too. Alright, his is TGI underscore ramen. Give me a second, just like I did for bits. I will go. I'll send this to Ramen. Hey, Snake is here. How's it going, Snake? Good to see ya. You can be the next subject. All right, give me a second. Let me save this and I'll send it to Ramen. Bug every one of my peers as I design Spacebee avatars for them. Yeah, we'll do Snakes next since you're here. All right, let me fire this one off real quick. Snake says that's pretty funny. Bug your mutuals. Oh, I'm literally bugging them. Okay, let's save our file. Next up is Snake, which in theory would be an easy avatar to design. I'll just name it right away. This is Naked Snake. Those zeros? Yeah, those are zeros, I think. I'm going to use some ideas from your worm model. First off, we're gonna go for a snake bee, which I don't even know if that's a thing, but we're going to figure it out. First off, no legs. Right, hydrate and a stretch from Bits. Oh. Oh, hey, Ramen's here. I didn't expect you people that I'm sending these to just jump on stream, but hi and welcome all the same. How's it going, Ramen? How are you doing today? Okay, here's what I want to do for Snakes. Since I took his legs off, I'm going to keep the B stripes, the black stripes going all the way down, and then I'll shade it. Ramen says, I'm chilling, getting ready for work. That's right, you work late. Well, I hope you have an uneventful day at work. Okay, shade these areas a little bit darker up here. And the helmet. Let me see. I was thinking for Snake's avatar. This is like Snake is in Solid Snake, right? What color's this headband? Okay, we can go for like kind of a red? I don't think it's red. All of these pictures of Snake has it kind of like a grayish color. So what we could do is all right, Ramen, thanks for popping in. Take it easy, and like I said, try not to work too hard. Okay, I'm gonna go like a lighter color on the glass of the helmet itself. There we go. Snake says, I'm wondering how you even put a headband on a bee with tweezers. All right. So here we have Naked Snake in Spacebee form. All right, let's save that. Could just move down the list of all of my coworkers in the streaming space. Could do one for Cat. Now I gotta think of what parts of the design I would want to pull in for Cat. Snake says, oh, by the way, I've been playing that new mobile game that came out, Uma Musume Pretty Derby. I see why people are playing it now. It's interesting gameplay for gacha. Oh no, they got you too, huh? I am not touching that one. I'm trying to not play any more gacha games. I made a promise to myself that after a raid I wouldn't play any more gacha, primarily gacha based games. And I haven't picked up a new one, and I'm still actively playing raid, but I haven't spent money on it in years. So I'm clean. I'm still clean. I'm trying to stay clean. But hearing everyone, including the Super Beast guys, talking about Uma Musume, I looked at it on Steam just to see what the gameplay was, and yeah, no, I think I should just stay away from that. I've got a mortgage to pay, man. Love says, is that the dumb horse game? It is the horse girl game, and it is printing money right now. All right, let me see. While we're debating the ethics of horse games, I can grab, let's see, Cat's got an avatar, or like a mascot too, not just an avatar. And it's that little fox thing. I never did ask her what that is. I think it's like a fox. Is it a cat? I think it's some sort of otherworldly creature. I honestly don't know. I've never asked her about it. But we can work with that. Whatever it is. I think it'd be more interesting to give her avatar elements from the mascot character. Just because for Cat's actual avatar, I can't really duplicate the noteworthy design elements of her regular avatar on a tiny pixel B. It'd be funny to try, but I don't think I could do it successfully. Now that's quitter talk, Snake. You can do anything if you try hard enough. I'm just not willing to try that hard. Okay, I'm gonna go for like this kind of off pinkish color with a darker highlight on the visor. We'll see if that scans accurately. That's not bad. Could go a little bit lighter on the trim for the helmet. Nah, it's too close. Maybe go a little darker. see light blues here. Could go blue. And we go similar color actually as the little ears. I don't know if you can tell I put little like cat ears on the bee. You can use the same color for the body. I might go a little bit lighter there so I can make the body closer in color. Actually, no, got a better idea. Keep that color, make the highlighting different color. And we can make the wings lighter. It's a little bit shade lighter on the main parts of the wings. We'll leave the darker parts the same. And for the legs, we could go kind of like a magenta-ish color. Go light magenta. Snake says, I love the colors given off by this bee already. The power of just looking at someone else's reference material. Just like the other ones, I'll send this off to Kat when we get done. We'll see if she has any comments. There we go. And hers is written Dracani_cat. All right, let me send this off. next up? I actually got a lot of these done. Thankfully, since they're so small, they're not terribly difficult to draw. Snake says, not gonna lie, I feel like I got Monkey Pod by the next Kamen Rider season. How so? You got something, but it didn't get implemented the way you wanted? Alright, let me make a new one. Figure out who we're going to design an avatar for next. I'm gonna go to the Discord list for this one and see who we can pick on. You could do one for Rira. Well-known mod and also member of the Toxicure community. Rira sprung to mind because their worm design is red, from what I remember. Let me see if I can go grab that. Yeah, okay. Can work with that. Now, Snake or question or interview other folks that normally hang around Wazzy streams. Do you know what the things on top of Vera's worm's head are? It looks like a Gundam thing. I don't know what that's called. The little pointed piece on the crown on the front of the Gundam's head. Yeah, the V fin thing. Is that what that's supposed to be on Rira's worm? Okay, alright, I got it. What we could do is we take that, go for like a red B with the V fin. Is that what it's called? I was wondering what that thing was called. It's a communication device. I thought it was decorative. It shows how much I know. Is it like an antenna? Okay, instead of an antenna on the avatar, we'll do the V-fin. Okay, depends on what series. Basically a radio antenna. Alright. It's functional then, not just decorative. Figured it was either decorative or could be taken off and thrown like a projectile. Okay, let's go solid red. And we'll shade it a little bit darker. Lava says, Raku, you're saying wrong things again? Well, am I pronouncing it wrong? It's not V-fin. It's V-fin. Oh, you're saying the concept is wrong. No Gundam that throws it, but they could. Imagine if it doubled as a projectile weapon. No one would ever see it coming. It's brilliant. Okay, that thing, it looks like it has a red crystal and then the gold parts. Snake says Ultraman does that. Hey, they see, there you go. Someone thought it was a good idea. Okay, let's put some shading on the Vfin. Speaking of saying things wrong, I don't know if you were there during the last Monster Hunter stream, Lava, but we officially got the correct canon pronunciation for the new monster that they added to Wilds with the latest update. I mentioned it briefly, but I don't know if you were there. And because we talked about it before, I figured I would mention it again, since there was some debate over how the Thunder Leviathan's name from 3rd generation was pronounced. And now we know for a fact how it's pronounced because they say it in game. Okay, I'm gonna make the actual helmet a different color. Let's see, which Gundam is that based off of? Well, that doesn't help. Let's see how, if we go kind of... I don't like the way that looks. Let's go lighter, maybe like a sky blue-ish color with a darker highlight. Yeah, there we go. Then it makes the other colors and the parts on the Vfin stand out more, so you can actually see it. Yeah, see, Snake's got a point. In Gurren Lagann, they throw the sunglasses. They become like a boomerang projectile. Gurren Lagann doesn't really follow a lot of the common mecha tropes. I think like that one's a bit of a category on its own. Question says like Kylo Ren or whatever his name with his hat, the Star Wars guy. He doesn't have a hat. He has a helmet and a lightsaber. All right, let me save this here. Okay, now, all right, first off, Lava, you don't have to yell at me. Second, what I mean is the way Gurren Lagann uses its tropes is not standard because everything is over the top. The series is designed to do that on purpose. Nothing about its original, not even the drills. I don't know where the references to the drills came from. It's the first series I saw it in, but that doesn't mean they invented it. Oh, the guy with the Mortal Kombat guy with the blade hat. Kung Lao. Kung Lao. That's the guy with the bladed hat. Lava says I'm talking about literally every element's from a different mecha. Well, wasn't Gurren Lagann kind of designed as like a send up to the mecha genre by being over the top and using all the tropes? I always thought that was kind of the point of why it's so over the top. I don't know. It's one of my favorite series either way. Might be number one. I think Eva was my favorite series for a while, and then I saw Gurren Lagann and actually had a good time. Don't get me wrong, I like Eva, but it is not a good time. Alright, let me save this one. Yeah, we're making good progress. Okay. Oh, let me fix my mic. Lao says, Rocco, I swear to Nagai, you better not be one of those mouth breathers that think Eva is a deconstruction? A deconstruction of what? I think Eva is a think piece. And I think it's abstract. I don't know if I'd call it a deconstruction unless you give me a specific as to what it's a deconstruction of. Oh, are you talking about a deconstruction of the mecha genre? Eva? I would not say that Eva's a deconstruction of the mecha genre. I think it's... Okay, I got you. Bob, I see your follow-up. They call Eva a deconstruction of the super robot. That's not the point of the series. Like, I haven't seen all of the rebuilds. I've been meaning to, just haven't got around to it. But I've seen the entire original series plus the movies, like End of Eva and all that. It is not designed to be a deconstruction of like a super robot genre. It's a deconstruction of the human psyche more than anything else. It starts off thinking it's going to be like giant fun robots fighting monsters, but that is not the point. So I definitely don't agree with that interpretation. Yeah, coming of age story, Ultraman elements. It's kind of like, I think it was designed to be therapeutic for Anno, the creator. Work out some of the issues that he had from like his upbringing and whatnot through the lens of these characters. It's like a psychological think piece more than anything else. It's not a deconstruction of the super robot genre. It's just the giant robot mecha backdrop is kind of the canvas, and then everything else revolves around the characters and all of the crazy stuff the characters think and go through. Okay, Anno's a huge Ultraman fan. I don't know enough about Ultraman to draw parallels, so I'll take your word for it on that, Lava. I'm not saying I don't believe you, I just don't know much. I've only seen one Ultraman series, and you got mad at me last time I told you what it was. Let's see. Okay, let's copy a new one, figure out who we're gonna do an avatar for next. Naked Snake says, what was the Ultraman series? I've only watched a few of myself. Hold on, let me double check. I think it was Towards the Future. The one that came out outside of Japan and had like American actors. I forget what the original series footage that they used it from, which Japanese Ultraman, but it was like the Power Rangers treatment, right? They had the original series and then they built like an American or British, a Western like cast and plot around it, and then they used the footage. I watched the series because I played the video game. I really liked the kind of side-scrolling fighting game on Super Nintendo. But it's not like part of the main canon, I think, because it uses footage from one series. I don't know. Someone who knows Ultraman better than me can tell me where Towards the Future fits in. Bit says, have you made a Wazzy or Matt one? Not yet. I was thinking about what to do for Wazzy's. And because she's kind of the reason this whole thing really started, I figured she needs a special one. And I have an idea. In fact, as long as you folks don't spoil it, this could be kind of like a birthday present for Wazzy, since I think her birthday is next month in August. What if we did a Spacebee base like this, but because Wally is the queen of the worms and the worm army, it's like a bee worm hydra. So what I mean by that is I might have to do like a blank palette-ish. But we have like the base here. And I'll pick a random color. I might have to do a whole bunch of different colors, but basically it would be like kind of like those parasitized bugs with the fungus that mind controls them. It'd be like a bee, but all of the worms are kind of coming out, so it's more like a, I don't want to say teleporter accident, but like a parasitized bee with all the worms coming out, which would be more elaborate than all the other ones, but I think that would be on brand for Wazzy. So like, just for example, in fact, I'll do this on another layer. So the idea would be to have all these worms coming out, and I can try and do the googly eyes, but make them different colors, since there's all sorts of different colors from the community members, right? And then maybe we make the base color kind of like a mix of blue and white, like her outfit. Okay, this one might be a little more work, but I think we can do it. Just nobody tell her I'm doing this. Lava says, I get really angry when people who don't know anything about mecha genre try to voice opinions about it, especially people who think Gurren Geass or Avar is grounds enough, even though it's barely dipping your toe in the ice bath. I don't want to gatekeep, I just want mecha to get the respect it deserves. And I think that's fair. The problem is, unless people have a good entry point into a genre like that, all they're gonna know is what they see from however they're consuming it, if that makes sense. Like, people have to get into a genre somehow. And whether or not it's like a real simple, accessible thing, or it's like an obscure, like really complex thing, it just depends. And I think it's helpful to have people who at least understand kind of like the tropes and specific things in the genre to like introduce someone to something. I think helps. if I could get on my soapbox for just a minute, I'm of the opinion that other people's interpretation of your favorite type of media shouldn't affect how you enjoy your media. Just because people might have stupid or uninformed opinions doesn't change the fact that you could still enjoy it separate from whatever they say. You know? Like a good example would be just because I like fighting games and someone thinks the most complex fighting game in the world is the original Mortal Kombat and that's all they've ever played, doesn't mean it impairs my ability to enjoy the latest Mortal Kombat, which is much more complex. Maybe that's not the best example, but honestly, I just like it when people are interested in fighting games, even if they like what's popular. It doesn't have to be the most niche or obscure. I think it's just good when a genre has people that are interested in it. Maybe a better example is Monster Hunter, right? Monster Hunter is my favorite video game series of all time. And there's a lot of discussion with Wilds being out now for a little bit about people saying that Wilds is too casual. It's too easy, which is, debatable depending on who you talk to. But it's letting too many casual people in, and it's like diluting what made the series good, which was, being difficult and I guess inaccessible. But I personally don't think it's productive to want to keep people out. As long as you enjoy the series and what makes it good to you still is good, then it doesn't matter if it's quote unquote more casual or not. Yeah, I think you're right, Bits, about the color. I'm gonna do the bee color first. I'm doing the worms first. We'll do the bee body second. I think I want to go blue on the body and then white on the helmet, and then I'll think about what to make the visor. But first, I want to see if I can actually get the googly eyes. What I'm going to do is take the worms and shade them too. I'm just trying to rough in where they are now. Wow says, Rocco, I want to know if you'd be up to do a let's play of the new Super Robot Wars game. We've talked a little bit about Super Robot Wars series. I don't know. I got some things that are on my list to do playthroughs of out into the near future. There's actually a mecha fighting game I want to look at that would probably get priority, but I'm still trying to figure out the order I want to do stuff. But I wouldn't be opposed to the idea. I just don't know when I'll be able to get to it. Those are on Steam, right? I think you told me they're on Steam. Okay, newest one's coming in on PC and it's not region locked. Okay. Let me know when it actually hits so I can take a look at it when it's out and just see. That does remind me of something I was gonna ask you, Lava. Did you hear, or have you been reading any of the feedback that's come out since Mecha Break launched? Whoop. We were talking about it when Armored Core came out. I've never looked at it on stream or played the demo. But for those who don't know, Mecha Break is like a competitive high-speed mecha fighting, or not fighting game, but a mecha shooter, like multiplayer game. Apparently, it launched with like a bunch of the customization for the mecha locked behind microtransactions and some like real anti-consumer, like anti-cheat stuff as well. So it's not been getting super great reviews. I think gameplay-wise it's fine, but people were not thrilled with the like even simple customization stuff that they put behind a paywall essentially, which sucks. That kind of killed my enthusiasm for even wanting to check the project out. Okay, let's save this. Like we're talking about, we'll go blue on the body and we'll go white on the helmet. And let's see, what would be a good color for the helmet visor? Let's see, where's all the numerous Toxicure fan art? To the Discord. Oh, I can go like a light teal seafoam, like the eye color. Okay, that'll work. In fact, that'll probably be recognizable as well. And we'll go lighter on the wings too. We could make the legs like a tan brown color, like the hair too. It's a possibility. Use the entire color palette like Bits was saying. I'll just go like a kind of tan color in the legs. We'll make it a bit darker. Nick says, good and bad about the new Kamen Rider season. Good is that it's going to be simulcasted. First time it's happened in 50 years for the franchise. Bad for use of AI in the background shots for the suit reveal. Hopefully just used for the trailer. Ah, I see. Is that the monkey paw thing you were talking about? Unfortunately, I think we're going to start seeing the use of AI in consumer products being a lot more common. I think Pandora's box is already open, and it sucks because it's going to put a lot of people in the different industries out of a job because corporations are greedy. But hopefully the product itself is still decent. Alright. I think this color scheme will work. We've pretty well captured the main color palette from Wasi's model. Again, you folks are all sworn to secrecy. Don't tell her I'm working on this. I will send it to her on her birthday. I have an idea. Folks, in fact, you folks can tell me what you think. Because a lot of these are intended to be animated, what I can do, and I can do this frame by frame, so it won't be that hard. We can have the base model just sort of flying around like this for a few frames, and then all of a sudden the worms bust out like a party favor, and then the whole thing is flying around like that. I like that idea. I'll just have to probably do each of the frames one by one and then turn it into like a looping GIF or something like that. That is easy. I can do that in Sprite relatively simply. Snake says, I want to support new season, especially since it might be the only chance to get Kamen Rider to stay simulcast, but I won't support it if it blatantly uses AI for the show. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's a perfectly valid opinion to have. It's tough because the industry is going to do what it's going to do regardless of what people think about it, especially if it means they're going to save money. And yeah, I think it's just going to continue to get messier and messier, especially as the tech gets better, to the point where you might not even be able to tell unless they outright disclose that AI was used for creating assets or doing something in like a media process. Unless they tell you, eventually you're not going to be able to tell. And that's going to be interesting when that happens. Okay, let's go ahead and save this. We need to do one for Matt. Now this one, we could take a similar page like we did for Ramen's, since Matt does have glasses. Maybe we start with giving the bee some... Go white on this one. Might have to experiment a little with this so that it comes out right. I might have to shade it a different color so that it's clearly looks like regular glasses. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. It was kind of like white reflected frame on the glasses. I think what's gonna be a little bit easier for doing a design based on Matt's, the red shirt, obviously part of the brand. But I think it'd be funny, instead of making just the body of the bee red like we've done for a couple of the other ones, we actually give the bee a shirt. So let's see, let's pick a good color. And what I'm doing here is I'm basically roughing in area, and all this is going to be red and then shaded properly, and then it'll look like the rest of the bee is a normal color. Okay, I might have to experiment with the way the shading falls a little. Snake says, current season of Kamen Rider has been going well. At least we're at the 40 episode mark, and we have around 8 or 7 more episodes to go. So just shy of 50. Is that normal for a season? You gotta think it's a TV series, so serialized for like television airing. I guess that makes sense. I see. 48 to 50 is normal. And how long does it normally take in between seasons? I know you talk about it what seems like a lot, so to me it seems like they air like once a year? More than once a year? Every other year? Once a year, okay. I would be curious to see how much that franchise makes in money a year, since it's been going for decades at this point. I gotta imagine that series is very lucrative, primarily in Japan. But now it's getting released, like you said, simulcast and being released outside of Japan elsewhere. Okay. Let's go ahead and save this. I think this will work for Matt. Having the shirt only cover part of the body, I think, makes it a little bit more obvious what the effect is. And the glasses, I think the glasses, yeah, if you zoom out a bit more, then I think it's a little more clear what the design is going for. Also tempted to just make this one twice as large, but we'll leave it like this for now. Snake says the synopsis we have of the next Kamen Rider season is going to be a dream spy theme, basically, from what we know of the main Kamen Rider. Going to be hired to go into people's dreams to defeat monsters called nightmares. So they've already been dropping like teasers and hints at what the next series is going to be about. Or is it just like kind of a synopsis that's been posted talking about it? I don't know how they advertise for future seasons, but because it's constantly being produced, I imagine they have like a way to lead into whatever next piece in the franchise is coming out, so people know, oh hey, the next entry or next series is coming out, so you can look forward to it. Okay, so the synopsis, and they revealed the suit for the next season, and they're basically filming in advance of the next release while the current one is finishing up. It makes me wonder what people think of the series that are long-time viewers. You know, people have been watching the series since they were kids in Japan, and what they think about as it's gone into like the modern era. If they think the quality's gone up, down, they agree with the direction. You know, just like any long-term fans of a property, they have a lot of thoughts, right? Makes me wonder what the hardcore Kamen Rider fan base thinks of all the subsequent series since it started. I'm sure there's a lot of opinions. Okay. We have gotten a lot of these done. Despite the fact that I yap so much when I do these drawing streams, we finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total designs. Again, they're small, but I did not expect to get through that many. As we're getting close to time on stream, I need to go see to dinner. In fact, I'm gonna have to order my dinner before this place closes. Let's do a wrap up of what we've done so far for the Spacebee avatars and do kind of like a recap. And I'll start at the bottom for the ones that were already finished, and then we'll go through the ones that we did here as well. So down here, and for those who are here from the very start of the stream, I'm just going to recap kind of quickly since we talked about it before. But for folks who weren't here earlier, this one is Iconic's avatar based on one of his OCs. This one has been done for a while. Like I mentioned when we started, I made these for the mods first. So they were the ones who got designs first. They haven't seen them before today, but I did them first when we were working on this project initially. So this is Iconics with his OC's color scheme. This is Sour Lads, well-known professional mod. This is the bee with a lemon for a head because I couldn't think of any other way to accurately represent Sour Lad. Snake says Kamen Rider fans usually go by eras. That makes sense. But likewise, I wonder what people say about the latest one compared to the original. Just how they think things have changed. Okay, so this is Sour Lads. This is Red Dragon's avatar. We have the red body with dragon horns. Again, I'll think about what I want to do with this one. I'm thinking about making this a permanent emote in the Discord server. But yeah, not entirely easy to think about that one. Next up, the last member of the mod team, Lava King 1997. This is based on some of his OC lore being like a lava demon of sorts, I think it was. Next up, moving into the ones we did on stream today, we have Equestrian Alaskan. This one has the kind of tan color scheme and the unicorn horn and hooves technically. Because bees can have hooves. Don't think about it too hard. Next up, we have bits. This is the bee orb, as I called it when I was talking to Bits earlier, which I think is a fun design. A bit rounder than the others, but definitely still aerodynamic for some reason. Snake says that's pretty funny. I was tempted to make the bee even rounder, but the risk of making it too different from the others. We've got the round body and the patterns to match Blight's color scheme, and also the bird beak, because why not? Next up, this is Ladybug's avatar. Fairly straightforward. Changed the color palette slightly, added the red and black spots, as you see in ladybugs out there in the wild. Next up, this is TGI Ramen's avatar. Changed the color scheme a bit and gave the bee long noodly legs because ramen. Next up, we've got Naked Snake, the bee without limbs, because even though it's got wings, it's still a snake. I actually really like this one just because it's different from all the others in shape. So yeah, this one's yours, Snake. I'll have to think about where I want to make these available, but I'm thinking about trying to implement them with maybe stream avatars down the road. So maybe I'll do like a reference sheet that I can post in the Discord so people can at least see what I've made. I'll think about that, but for now I've got the designs, so they're not going anywhere. Next up, we've got Draconi Cat, based on her familiar mascot creature, the color scheme. Next up, we have Riera's basic red design with the Gundam V-fin on top, on the helmet. Thanks to the folks for clarifying in chat what goes into the design, or I would have had to guess, and I probably would have guessed wrong. Next up, we're going to skip Wazzies. We talked about it. Again, no snitching. And the last one Mr. PJ Prolix, the big guy himself. This one is Matt's avatar with the red shirt. And so what we'll do is we'll save one more time at the top. I will probably be working on this off and on, since again I haven't figured out what I want to do with these yet. But now that I've got a whole bunch of them done, I will figure out something. So I don't know if we'll do this again anytime soon as part of the subject of a stream, but now that I have all these in one spot, I'm probably going to try and chip away at the list of people that I see coming through in the community, either in the Discord or on the streams here. That way I can keep a list of folks that I can turn into to be avatars, rather than just go like down the massive list of followers. Snake says, all right, have a nice night. I'm going to head out. All right, Snake, thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Always good chatting with you. Hope you have a good rest of your night, and I will catch you later. On that note, we can take a look at who is online that we can raid as well. Let's get ready to wrap up. In fact, let me take a look and see who's online. Oh, let's see. Oh, Truck Summer's online. They are Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, we can go say hi to Truck. We don't always stream at the same time, so I'll get a chance to raid them super often. So let me cue that up. And what we'll do is let me pause the music. And we will go to outro. And we will call that a stream for today. We should be back tomorrow, barring any shenanigans from work, to pick up on Raido Remastered. So if the idea of running around as a detective summoning demons in old historic Japan sounds like fun, we'll be working on the next leg of the playthrough on that session. Alright, let's cue this. But in the meantime, thanks again for coming and hanging out. Hopefully it was interesting seeing me struggle to come up with unique designs for everyone in the community. And thank you all for just being part of the community more than anything else. But we will continue to get things done. In the meantime, have a good rest of your night and or day, depending on where you're at. And we should be back tomorrow. So I will catch you folks later. Now let's go see how the FF14 is going.